Okay, what I have here is a AA nickel metal hydride battery charger with a automatic night light. Over here I've got these batteries are just to power this meter. These over here are the batteries being charged. I have no spring mount on these. They're being charged in parallel. There's no spring mount. So once I shorted them out, I added some MOSFETs here to protect the polarity. Basically, I've got it wired so that if they're not inserted correctly, I've got this wired up so it'll charge in parallel. Got this so if it's not in parallel, if these are not inserted correctly, one of the lights will not come on and it will not short out the circuit. So basically all this is just to collect all the voltage. I'll pass through this diode here, and this is I believe this is a 4148 fast diode, and basically I distribute the input through the diode to these 4 batteries. Feed it through the MOSFETs for polarity protection, so you don't need to include that if you can get yourself some individual spring-loaded battery holders and use those instead of what I have here, which is self-wired for parallel. It has no spring load to it. This part of the circuit here is just to regulate the voltage so that I keep it under 2 volts. Basically, I don't want to charge to go over 1.8 volt for the nickel metal hydride. So that's what this does. So it does a pretty good job, even in sunlight, direct sunlight. It'll regulate the voltage. You can see this is in the kitchen, and my window is behind me. You might hear the hum of the fridge. Hopefully that won't be a problem. And I'm getting a charge even without any direct sunlight. If I tilt this up toward the window, you should see that climb. The voltage climb. 122, 123, 124 volts. This is an ambient light. I've got 2 6-volt 1-watt panels here. It'll operate with 1 panel, that I've been using 2. This section here is the it's basically a Joule Thief and a night light. It's got a little night detecting diode or a resistor, dark detecting resistor there. That's between the 2 transistors. These are 4401s. This design is from Mr. Pigs, I think it is, Mr. Pi IGGS. It looks like Mr. Pigs, but it's actually got 2 I's in there. So I don't know how to pronounce his name, so you have to excuse me. This is a current limiting circuit here. I adapted it from online. Basically, I added a couple more transistors. I believe these are 547s. These over here are 2 and 4401s. I believe these are like 547s for this circuit. Basically, I added 2 to the online version, mainly because the online version was for like 3 volts, and I made the modifications for a 1.2 volt. Keep it the output voltage to like 2 volts or less. The 2 extra transistors, were added just to bump up the amperage a little bit. I've got those just to boost that amperage a little bit. Red light just shows that it's operating. Comes on just to show that it's running. These little green lights over here just to show that the batteries are in correctly, inserted correctly. This is the night light, ultra bright light. So at night I've got a night light, ultra bright. It's pretty bright if you use this windings that I've suggested. I'll have the schematic on the website, but basically this is double winding. It'll work with bifilar or something like I have over here. This is more of a bifilar actually. It's almost the same, but it's a smaller toroid. This is on a circuit, a little night light on a circuit. There you go. I'll show you how this one works because I'm blocking the light well. That's a super bright. It's off of 1.2 volt AA. This is a 2500 milliamp. And these are 2500 milliamp hour AA nickel metal hydride. I'm not sure how many it'll charge at once with a good voltage, but it works well with 4. They're in parallel, so you can do less or more. I wanted 4 for the charging, but for a night light, 4 will last you forever. In ambient light, it doesn't take much to charge these. If you have it in a window and it gets like a morning sun, you get a fairly good charge for the night, and it won't draw the batteries down very much in one night. It'll probably last at least 3 or 4 without too much sunlight. 3 or 4 nights. So there you have it. It's basically ambient light, indoor night light, 4 AA nickel metal hydride battery charger. So if you need batteries charged indoors, you have no power, or you just don't want to use power, you can hook these up, charge them up. Works fairly well so far, and I'm beginning to build the little circuit for it. What it's missing, one more thing I wanted to add was a low voltage detector over here, just so you can see a little red light glow when the batteries are low. They do have to go too low. So it's one more thing I want to add. So I'll probably try to put them on the perf board next and see if I can fit it in the box. I wanted to add that the 2N4401 comes from a Radio Shack variety pack of NPN transistors. It's part of that package, so you can pick them up at Radio Shack. These MOSFETs were from video from Afro Technoids on. He's got to check for reverse polarity. You can probably size these for 1.2 volt batteries. Maybe buy something a little bit cheaper. But this is the. I just had these around for another purpose. Just thought I'd throw those in. Okay, here we have it at nighttime. Got the overhead light on, and I'm going to try to see. My camera will pick up the. how bright the night light is, or the circuit. I've been noticing that the voltage climbs when I turn the light out. Not much voltage coming in from the solar panels. So currently at 64, just arrived at 64. There's the ultra bright blue, and on the circuit board, this is with the 1 volt AA battery, and on the circuit board this is coming off the 4 AA nickel metal hydride. And I don't know if I picked that up very well. That's from the one with the single AA battery. It's off the ceiling. This is from the 4 of them. It's kind of faint, but that's light. Notice the lights are out, and the voltage is still slowly climbing. And there's nothing to charge it, nothing there to charge it. No light to charge anything. That meter is hooked up to the input from the solar panels. 67, just went to 67. Interesting. The lights are out, there's no sunlight, and it's slowly climbing. Anyway, just wanted to show the lights at night. Blue light is kind of pretty, and got these in the ceiling, barely visible on the ceiling. Kind of lights up the, you can't see it in the video, but kind of lights up the room a little bit.